Starting the stream up. Salute to Knicks Nation. Monday night Knicks. CP from the KnicksFanTV. Just want to come on here and do a quick live stream to talk about the latest in the Knicks offseason news and rumors. If you're a diehard Knicks fan, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss anything. This is the home of the diehard Knicks fan, KnicksFanTV. Salute to everybody out there, man. Hope you guys had a good Monday, had a good weekend. So today it was announced that David Griffin's trade package for Anthony Davis would entail one player who's an all-star, one player of potential all-star capability, and 2 first-round picks. One all-star potential, and 2 first-round picks. So we know from a Knicks standpoint, we don't have that package right now. Our package is centered around our young guys, Dennis Smith Jr., Knox, maybe Mitch, a couple first-round picks, maybe Frank, depending on how you twist it. So we don't have that right now. So immediate reaction to that trade request, the Knicks would have to likely involve a third team in that deal. Yes, this is live. Salute to everybody. Yes, this is live. This is just an impromptu session. Not going to go on for too long. I got an interview to do in a little while. I just want to come on, rap with you guys a little bit. We'll take some calls. The phone lines are open, 657-383-1509. We'll take some calls. We'll probably be on for about 30 minutes or so, not too long. You know, you got the finals coming up, and I got an interview to do afterwards. So anyway, that's the trade package. We don't have that package right now. You know, we don't have those pieces in play for AD. So that's one. It's a trade package. Now, it was also announced just an hour ago by Shams of The Athletic that AD has narrowed his list down to the Lakers and the Knicks. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Makes me nervous. I don't know how you guys feel about that because I don't know how motivated the Knicks are to do that deal. You know what I mean? I don't know how motivated they are to do that deal. But we're going to find out. Because Wednesday night, we have Ian Begley from SNY, formerly of ESPN, joining the show, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Be here on time so that you don't miss it. So we're going to get Ian on to talk about that. So we have the trade package. We have the fact that AD wants to choose between the Knicks and the Lakers. Me personally, I think LA is much more suited for this deal. You know, they're gonna be way more desperate to put a team around LeBron. They're gonna have the pieces. They'll give up Kuzma. They'll give up Ingram, Lonzo, number 4 pick. I think the Lakers package is way more suitable for what David Griffin wants. Obviously, he's going to want the house. You know, obviously, David Griffin is going to want the house. He's new to the job. He wants to come in there and let me just fix my screens up. He wants to come in there and make a splash. You know, more power to him. We know that that's the case. We know that's the case. But this AD deal is very complicated on many levels. I'm just going to pull up some tweets here from my guy, JB, from the Knicks Film School. Shout out Knicks Film School. My guys, JB, Jonathan Macri, all the guys over there. We're going to have JB on Thursday. Me and JB are going to break this down a little bit more, but I'm just going to pull up some tweets that he stated in terms of the deal. Now, here's what JB had to say. So basically, there's a couple scenarios here that we're looking at, all right? Pelicans want this deal done before the draft. Basically, if this deal is to be done before the draft and the Knicks still want to be able to sign 2 max players, you basically got to gut the whole team. Based on how the salary cap restrictions work, you got to gut the whole team. All right, so that's one reason why this thing is very, very difficult to do. Now, you can still get the deal done after the draft and still have some wiggle room to get your 2 max players with a package. Here's his proposed package of a Frank, DSJ, Knox, Dotson, 2019 pick who will be RJ Barrett. You can still get that trade off and still get your 2 max. But number one, that trade, New Orleans is not taking that trade without Mitch and probably additional picks. And that's also contingent on Anthony Davis waiving his trade bonus. So it's a lot at stake. It's a lot at stake. So it's a very difficult thing to do, even whether you're talking about before the draft, after the draft. Number one, we have to put the right package together. You're going to have to involve a third team. Get that third team's piece to New Orleans to satisfy what they want. And number two, you're talking about the salary cap implications of doing this trade before the draft and doing it after the draft. On how you get those max free agents after that. So there's a lot of moving parts, man. There's a lot of moving parts that we have to figure out here. I don't think it's cut and dry to get done. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that, man? What do you guys think about that? Let me get my AD highlights up in here. That's complex, man. That's a very complex move. And in other news, so AD wants New York. That's what we do know. AD wants New York. But so does RJ Barrett. The Maple Mamba had his workout with the Knicks today. Now the news about that was this is his only workout. He does not want to work out for other teams. Here's what he had to say in that regard.
No, I do not. I won't be meeting with any other team. So, yeah.
Hang on, let me turn this up real quick. Hang tight. Turn this up on the Mambo. Let me know if you guys can hear this. Hang on 1 second.
Listen in the draft.
So you expect the Knicks to take you then?
Hey, man. You know.
All right, here's RJ Barrett. When the media asks, it sounds like Berman. Berman asked him if he expects the Knicks to take him.
No, I do not.
I mean, if he expects other teams to work out for him.
So you expect the Knicks to take you then?
Hey, man. You know, if that ends up and I'm still there at 3, yeah, for sure, I would love for them to take me.
And this was it, like since Chicago, this has been your only workout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. You know, this is the place I want to be, so, you know, I hope they draft me. No, I do not. I won't be meeting with any other team, so, yeah, it's this and then the draft.
So you expect the Knicks to take you then?
Hey, man. You know, if that ends up and I'm still there at 3, yeah, for sure, I would love for them to take me.
And this was it, like
So he says he wants to be a Knick.
Mm-hmm.
The Maple Mamba wants to be a Knick, man. He listen, he's come in and he said all the right things so far. I like what I hear from the kid, and you know the consensus I get from the fan base is that the fan base wants to go young. Yeah, they'll take the 2 max, but they want to go young. That's the sense that I'm getting from you guys, and that's where I'm at. You know, I like the prospects of a RJ Barrett, what he could be in the future. I want to see what we can pair him up with. Is Kevin Knox going to take a next step, you know, with a defensive centerpiece with Mitchell Robinson? And I get it. I get some of the naysayers. You know, this team only won 17 games. You know, these are young kids. We don't know what they're going to be. AD's still young. I get that. But I'm leery of gutting the house. I get what you guys are going to say. It's not necessarily gutting the house. I don't want to just give up a bunch of young pieces to go back to just quick fix. You get what I'm saying? I don't want to go back to quick fix. And Chris in the chat saying he can't shoot. I mean, listen, guys have deficiencies, man. But name me one player that's coming into this thing as a perfect player. There's no perfect players, Chris. There's no perfect players out there. Everybody's going to have limitations. Everybody's going to have limitations. So, I mean, you got to go with it, man. I would have loved to go back and see the scouting reports on some of these superstars. Let me go back and see Anthony Davis' scouting report, LeBron James' scouting report. If we did that blindly and you looked at those scouting reports, you'd probably be like, I don't want this guy. That's probably what we'd be sitting here saying. I can't tell you R.J. Barrett is going to be a superstar in this league. I don't know what his ceiling is going to be. I can't tell you he's going to be the next, superstar. But I think he has all the tools. I think playing at the highest levels means something and excelling at those levels. I mean, the kid played very well at Duke, man. Now, listen, I know what you guys are going to say. Duke hasn't always produced the biggest and the best in the league. But I'm willing to take that chance. And there's another Duke guy that you guys like, and a Kyrie Irving. We'll see what happens with him. We'll see what happens with him, man. So, let's see, man. Let's go to South Carolina, my man. I haven't heard from my guy in a long time. Ron Cleveland, talk to me, bro. How you feeling, bro? How you feeling about this, Ron? I haven't heard from you in a while, man. Break it down.
Man. CP, what's going on with you, man?
What's good, man? Long time, bro. I hope you're doing all right, bro.
Yeah, man, doing good, man. All this what ifs and who and gut in the house and all this, man. I'm going to tell you where I'm at on it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time our franchise been healthy, and God knows when. And I thought about this just the other day, man. I was like, you know what? Whoever gets 80, they're gonna have to spend. And Griffin and David Griffin knows that he's not gonna give him up easy. The only way I see us taking Anthony Davis where it would benefit us, the only way really is he'll have to go to David Griffin and tell him, say, look, make it perfectly clear to any other team that try to get him. I'm not re-signing with you. You're wasting your time. I don't care what kind of season I have with you. If you trade for me, I'm not signing with you.
But you know what's interesting with that, though, Ron?
Come to New York.
You know what's interesting with that, though, Ron? I was reading an article from, I believe it was Knicks Wall, one of them. I was reading an article, from Shams himself, from The Athletic, and they were also saying there's still teams out there that may be interested in taking him on a rental. You see what Toronto's about to do with Kawhi and Leonard. They on the brink of winning a championship. There may be some other teams out there, and there may be a wild card out there that we're not thinking about. Maybe Houston. Who knows?
But you know what though? Nobody has came out and said, "Hey, don't draft me." Even when Melo was going through wanting to get out of Denver, Melo didn't tell everybody, say, "Hey, I'm only staying. Don't waste your time trying to get me because I'm only going to re-sign in New York."
Yeah.
If Anthony Davis plays that card, wherever he wants to go, really he got the power because New Orleans is going to have to move him. They're not going to go in that season knowing he wants to be out of there and have that cloud over his head.
Now's the time.
Hey, I'm only going to sign with New York. I'm only going to sign with L.A. Whoever it is, all those other teams that are trying to put their eggs in the basket, that's a done deal.
Yeah.
It'll be a stupid move on the GM part to do that.
Yeah.
When the man done told you he's not going to sign with you under no circumstances.
Yeah.
If he came out and did that, that would be powerful. But I want to touch on R.J. Barrett, man.
Okay.
What you just played to me just now, man, and I listened to the conversation he had with Stephen A. Smith, man. That dude is the dude I want in this draft, period. And I'm gonna tell you why. When has been the last time you heard a player coming this highly touted coming into the draft that say they want New York, period? And they ain't working out for nobody else.
It's true. When have you seen that, man?
That players right now, think about it. He's doing something that established players right now ain't even saying about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
it's true.
In my book, that holds a lot of weight, and people fail to realize that kid was the number one overall consensus pick coming into the league.
That's right.
Coming into college this year. So in my book, it's a win-win, man. And I would rather have that kid, let our team, I'm with the Masters, let it continue to grow organically. Yeah. Don't rush it. Don't microwave it. and I'm like this, CP, on all these free agents, man, I wouldn't beg none of them to come. I'm flat out. I'll be like, hey, if you want to come, holler at me, give me a phone call.
Yeah.
I'm not kissing no tail or none of that for nobody to come to New York, man, and then make us look stupid because we trying to court them, and then they go to somebody else.
Yeah.
We need to keep the power, man. It's New York, man. It's New York and nothing else. I don't care, but nobody else. It's all about the Knicks. Nobody else, man. Nobody else.
I hear you, brother. I hear you, man. Appreciate the call, Ron, man, and appreciate you checking in. I was wondering where Ron was, man. I was just telling Jay Ellis that yesterday, man. I was wondering where Ron Cleveland was. Q from Brooklyn, some of the regulars. You know, shout out Ron Cleveland for that call, man. Shout out everybody in the chat, man. Louis Santos, I see you. KnicksFanTV, Dave, thanks for helping out last minute. Calvin Watson, what's going on? Rome Day to take over. Biddy Valdez. Big Freezy in the building. Easy Wins, what's going on? Max OG. Locks Main. Alex Collins all the way from Ireland tuning in late. Ronnie Moody, Hilliard Carnegie, what's going on, everybody? Shout out to everybody in here, man. Hit that thumbs up button for your boy. Please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We got a big week this week. Ian Begley will be here Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to address all our questions and concerns. And then Thursday, I'm going to do a either podcast or live with JB from Knicks Film School. We'll get into more of the technical terms in terms of the salary cap implications and all that. You know, JB's a wizard when it comes to that, so we definitely need JB's insights on that. Zogod, what's going on? King Ellis, what's going on? He said, this is wild. Hey, this is what it's all about, man. This is what it's all about with the orange and blue, man. Nobody else goes through this much drama like we do, you know? Even the Nets fans are chirping on the page. You see, if you go through some of my videos, and go in the comment section, the Nets fans in there chirping. It's all love, though, man. It's all fun and games. But, you know, I like what Ron said in terms of this is the first time we've really been healthy with assets, with young talent, with potential. You know, for the first time in a long time. First time in a long time. And so part of me, or a lot of me, wants to see that grow. I want to see those seeds grow. You know, I don't want to just throw it all away, man. I said on the show yesterday, in the live stream yesterday, if you guys didn't check it out, it's in the top right-hand corner. You can check out yesterday's stream. Look at the two teams that's in the finals right now. Look at Golden State. We don't even got to go back to their 40-something year history to the last time they won a championship. Just go back to when they drafted Steph Curry, right? It was roughly 7 years from the time they drafted Steph to about the time they started being the beasts of the West, right? They needed to groom Steph. We knew he was a bad shooter, bad as in real nice, real dope. The injuries was a concern. He had to grow. He had to get bigger. Then they got Clay. Then they got Draymond. It all came together. Then they had to get past the Spurs. Remember, the Spurs were the class of the West. Every team, before they get to that chip, they have to get past that hump. So it took Golden State a good 6-7 years before they could really get to this point through their building, through the draft, and their assets. Look at the Raptors. They drafted DeRozan 9 years ago. They had to groom those assets. They got DeRozan. They got Valanciunas. They traded for Lowry. Those teams, they still competed. They couldn't make it over the hump. So what do? They took those assets that they grew with, that they developed, and that they won competitively with, and they took a gamble. And they went out and got Kawhi Leonard. They went out and got Marc Gasol and put that around a team. You know, give credit to Ujiri, man. He took a huge gamble, and I hope it pays off for them. I hope they seal the deal tonight. You know, I'm not worried about the free agent implications with KD. I hope the Raptors win tonight. Can't stand Golden State. They had enough. Time for a new championship, and I hope Canada can get that. But I say that to say, you got to have patience with the rebuild. We got to stick to building through the draft. It takes the draft. Yes, it takes a little bit of luck. Then when you really ready to hit that corner, that's when you package up and make a trade to bring a piece that's going to take you over the hump. Or you sign those two big free agents or one big free agent that's going to take you over the hump. Look at what the Nuggets are doing. Look at what the Nuggets are doing and how they built that team and how they became the number 1 seed in the West. I believe they were the number 1 seed in the West. It wasn't all for all free agents. You know, they overpaid for Millsap tremendously, but he wasn't the star of that team. It's Jokic. It's Jamal Murray. It's Will Barton, who kills the Knicks all the time. It's the other guy. I forgot the other, Gary Harris. Homegrown. And now they're at the top of the West. So that's just all I have to say. Let's go to Jamal from Jersey. He wants to talk about the AD rumors. Jamal, how you feeling, bro?
What's up, CP? How you doing?
Good. How you feeling?
I'm all right. First point is what David Griffin came out and said today. That's just the starting point. He got to aim high.
Yeah, of course.
None of the teams in the mix has none of that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I agree with that.
That's just him throwing that lifeline out there to start high, and it's gonna land somewhere in between, like all other deals do.
I agree with that.
The second thing is we are in the driver's seat because one, teams traditionally don't trade stars of that magnitude to their home conference. Like, it's going to take the Lakers to give up hell on earth to be able to acquire Anthony Davis.
Yeah. Well, considering how things turned out during the season, they're going to try to fleece the Lakers the most, I believe. Right,
because it's in conference as well, and they don't want to have to deal with that constant reminder of my man bending the rim in their hometown. The other thing is he asked for 2 first-round picks. You traded Kristaps Porzingis for the picks to acquire another player of his magnitude or better. There's also a risk in getting all of these assets and sitting on them like Boston did. Boston tremendously fumbled the assets they had these last few years.
Yeah. There is a gamble on that end. There's a gamble on that end that these picks don't turn out to anything, or that they don't leverage them the right way to continue to build a team. There is a risk there. You know, let's put that out there.
Right. Sure. They thought all of these picks was going to be high because they was Memphis picks and this pick, and then they changed the draft lottery, and now the record don't matter so much.
That's true. So I'm guessing you're for the trade. You're with the trade.
I'm definitely for the trade because if you go young, even if you hit on every pick that you get, you have to pay guys. It's a salary cap league. You will eventually end up trading off those assets anyway.
Well,
the key is the superstars that you're trying to acquire is not over the hill and still remain valued.
That's true. That's true. But also with the kids now, you're in a favorable position in terms of their salaries. You don't have to pay them yet. For another 3-4 years. You don't have to pay Mitch yet. You don't have to pay Cav. You don't have to pay RJ yet. You know, you still got 3 years, 3-4 years before you got to think about that.
But I think one of our pitches will be to AD or whomever is, okay, if we give up those 2 Mavericks, we still got all our picks to get younger and try to flip and develop. The cupboard won't be completely bare. And another thing that I feel like is not going mentioned, since AD is wanting to leave the Pelicans, he only could get an extension for 3 or 4 years at $120 million. I feel like that's a bargain for a player of his magnitude when you would basically have to pay Tobias Harris and Jimmy Butler and all of these guys $190. AD at that amount of money is a bargain. You can't say no to that deal if it's on the table. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We haven't had these kind of players even interested in us since who knows how long.
Okay.
Like, you can't say no. What have we done? Who have we acquired? Who have we developed?
I hear you, man. I hear you. But number one, like I said, the trade on the surface is very complicated on so many fronts. If you're gonna do this trade before you go out and sign 2 max guys, you have to damn near be promised from Kevin Durant or Kyrie that somebody's coming, or that's a crazy game.
The trade will help, I believe. The trade will help that.
Oh, well, I'm sure it would have to. You know, if you're sitting at the table, the negotiating table, like, we got Anthony Davis sitting here. Sure, I agree with that. I agree with that.
And one last quick point. This is where it get complex for me and kind of Gemini-ish of my call. I love, and I know you guys do 1,000 shows and calls. I was for R.J. Barrett even back then.
Mm-hmm.
I love R.J. Barrett, so I'm extremely torn. I want this kid in New York. It's his genetic and mental makeup. I believe this kid is going to be a star in this league. So I am very torn. I would be happy either way, but I just feel like with this draft class, it's very rare that you have money in a class like this with this many guys available of this magnitude.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't get the top 4 guys, then just proceed with the plan. And that's just how I see it.
All right, appreciate it, bro. Much appreciated, Jamal. Jamal always calling and weighing in. Hey, listen, to the people that want this AD trade, I can't tell you crazy. You know, I'm not here to tell you you're crazy. I'm here to say that I'm leaning towards the youth. If we strike out in free agency, I'm leaning towards the youth, man. That's just my opinion. That's how I feel about it. Fat Boy with the kicks with the super chat. Appreciate that. He says, I have a question. With Zion knowing he's going to be the face of the organization, do you think he could force him to trade? Let me just make sure I'm reading that right. Appreciate the super chat, Fat Boy. He says, I have a question. With Zion knowing he's going to be the face of the organization, do you think he could force him to trade for his best friend at any cost? I mean, I don't know how much leverage he would have in that regard. You know, team's going to do what they want to do. It's their team. You know, Zion's just a piece. He'll be the face of the franchise, but I don't think, you know, he's not coming in with that much power to say, oh, bring in RJ. And by the sound of it, my man RJ, he's not trying to go to New Orleans. That's basically what you're hearing right now. Maple Mambo wants to be NYC Mamba. That's what he wants, man. For those of you who missed it, let's pull it up. Let's pull it up once again. Maple Mamba. Shout out to everybody in the chat once again. Let's hear what Maple Mamba has to say, man.
No, I do not. I won't be meeting with any other team. So, yeah, it's this and then the draft.
So you expect the Knicks to take you then?
Hey, man, you know, if that ends up and I'm still there at 3, yeah, for sure, I would love for them to take me.
And this was it, like since Chicago, this has been your only workout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. You know, this is the place I want to be. So, you know, I hope they draft me. No, I do not.
That's where he wants to be.
Other team, so.
That's where he wants to be. He wants to be in New York, man. The Maple Mamba. I like this kid, man. I like this kid's leadership, man. This kid seems like a leader, man. Comes from a good household. You got Steve Nash under his wing. Went to Duke. Basketball's in this kid's blood. This is livelihood, man. Family from Jamaica. Shout out my Jamaicans out there if you're watching. You know? I think that's why I like him even more, man. Because, you know, he's from my country. My people's country, man. So, you know. Who's Mark in the building? He says if we can keep RJ, trade everyone else. That's that would be interesting. You know, part of the deal that I don't like is not necessarily the quantity of pieces. It's Mitch or RJ. I don't want to trade either one. If you're telling me that if we could get away with a trade of, I'll give him my next year's pick. I would put the 2 Dallas picks in there. I'll give him DSJ, Frank, Kevin Knox. But if I could keep RJ and Mitch, of course. I'll give him away in a second. If we could do that, if we could fleece him in that regard, for sure, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. You know what I mean? Let's get some more callers in here. Shout out to everybody in the chat once again. Ian Begley coming Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss that show. It's gonna be an action-packed show, man. Let's go to Nashville, Tennessee. Doc Shaw, he wants to talk about signing the right free agents. Doc, how you feeling, bro?
Well, yeah, you was teaching earlier on, CP. You was teaching, man. I'm like you, man. We ain't had anything young since, you know, it was at 96 with John Wallace, Walter McCarty, Dante Jones. We didn't have the flexibility with the money, but we had the draft picks.
That's right.
Let's roll with what we got and roll with the money. That's all there is to it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with this. I'm cool with the momentum. You can try to get KD. Hell, like you said, get KD and Kawhi. They can room them boys.
Oh, yeah.
You never know.
I'm
cool with that right there.
Let's do it.
Baby. That's it. That's all I got.
Let's do it. All right, Doc.
Let's do it, Nick.
Appreciate the call, man.
Yes, sir.
Have a good one, man. Thanks for calling in again. It's my guy Doc all the way in North Carolina. So we had Jamal from Jersey. We had South Carolina in the building. We had Nashville, Tennessee. Where's everybody from, man? Put your city in the chat. Where you guys from? If you're new to the conversation, you're new to the show, new to the chat, leave a hashtag new in the chat so I can shout you guys out. Definitely appreciate the support. Last minute. This is just a last minute live stream. You know, there's so much going on today with the AD stuff and RJ having his workout. Both of them seemingly want to be Knicks. Interesting, right? When was the last time you heard that? Both of them want to be Knicks. So, I just want to come on and get some opinions real quick and see what you guys thought about it. Yeah, listen, this is a big off season, man. This is a big off season. So, I expect the anxiety. I expect the angst. But we're going to be all right either way, man. We're going to be all right either way. So Doc Shaw had mentioned the KD and Kawhi thing. I'm trying to find the video. But Chris Carter mentioned it. Chris Carter mentioned it on whatever show they do. What's the show they do with the other guy? I don't like the other guy. I feel like he's a fake Skip Bayless. But Chris Carter has relationships with Kawhi Leonard and his camp. He seems to think, regardless of what happens in these finals, the Knicks should get a meeting with Kawhi Leonard and a possible KD Kawhi team up. It shouldn't be out of the realm. Okay. You know, my man Tommy Beer also had reported on this, and you know, Chris Carter had dropped some dimes on the Kawhi Leonard situation with the Spurs last year, so. You know, he could be on to something there. He could be on to something. I mean, you tell me we can land KD and Kawhi Leonard, draft RJ Barrett. Hey, let's go. I still, you know, I can't see it, but let's go. Rastaman Don, what's good, bro? Stafford Don from Fort Lauderdale, what's going on? Boogie Down Bronx, Dwayne Jackson, salute. Pascal Eugene from the 305 to the 813. Shout out Pascal. BP with the super chat. I appreciate it. Who else is in there? Henry Alvarez says he's new. Shout out Henry Alvarez. Fat Boy with kicks. I see you. Carlos Mendoza from Chi-Town. Kenneth Davison, Birmingham, Alabama. Shout out to Bama. East Flatbush in here, live in Texas. Adrian, what's going on? How's everything? Watts. We got Watts in here. Babyface Lokester, Keyway. Rest in peace, Nip Hustle, man. I had Nip going on all weekend. Still crazy to me, man. I can't get over that loss. J&D Smith tuning in from JA. Which part of JA you coming from, J&D? Shout out JA, man. Let's go back to the phones. We'll take a couple more calls and wrap up. Man, we got a lot of calls in here. Ari in the building wants to talk about this AD trade. Ari, how you feeling, bro?
Hey, what's up, CP? I didn't know you guys were going live.
Yeah,
so,
you know, it was literally like 5-minute decision. I was just like, you know what, let me just jump on live. I texted Dave, like, yo, let's just take some calls real quick. So I'm going to go on for like 5 minutes, Ari, so just be quick.
All right, cool. So first of all, the first thing that, with regards to this AD trade, I don't know if you guys heard the report, but he narrowed the list down to the New York Knicks and I think the Lakers, right?
He did.
So, I mean, the logical conclusion there is that someone big is coming to the Knicks, because why would AD want to come to the Knicks if no one big was coming to the Knicks, right? You know, that's one logical conclusion that's coming from it. Maybe he found out Kawhi's not going to the Clippers. Maybe he's staying in Toronto, so he cut them. Who knows? But I think that it's a very good sign that AD wants to come to the Knicks. Now, the question is whether or not we should do the trade or not. Personally, you know my opinion. I'm against it. You know, I feel like every single championship team has won with some kind of contribution from the draft. You know, the reason why the Raptors are doing so well this year is because Pascal Siakam is playing like a number two, like a Robin right now, and he's getting paid $2 million a year. You know, that's how you get the value through the draft. You know, the only big threes that we have to look back for in NBA history was the Miami Big Three. They all took less money. So if AD wants to take...
No, go ahead. Finish your topic.
No, I'm saying no. So I was gonna say is like they all took less money. So yeah, if all these guys want to take less money, let's do the trade. Why not? And then the other big three was the Boston big three, and everybody forgets that they had Rajon Rondo as a draft pick,
right?
And he was the difference maker, right?
And Paul Pierce.
You need to have somebody.
Paul Pierce was a superstar.
And, yeah, exactly. And Paul Pierce, yeah, through the draft. But I'm saying like they would have never been able to win that championship if Rondo was getting paid his value. The reason why they won the championship because he was on his rookie deal at the time, and he was on the cheap, right?
Yep.
So I'm against the trade, but my question to you is if you had to pick, which asset would you rather keep, the number 3 pick or Mitch?
Oh, Mitch.
You say Mitch?
Wow. And I got Mitch's autograph right here. I better say the right things before this thing melts.
I mean, it's a tough one.
Because we need defense, man. We need defense in the worst way.
Right.
I think if you're telling me we can still get 2 max. If you're getting KD and Anthony Davis, I'd rather keep RJ Barrett because I think the length of KD and AD alone, I think they would go small ball, AD at the 5, and you can get a center on the cheap that could hold you down defensively. I think we still would need some firepower from a scoring standpoint. So I think I would lean RJ. It's tough to part with Mitch.
Right.
I would lean RJ.
I agree. And just before I get off the phone, besides the fact that I think that AD wanting to come here is a good sign for us from free agency. I'm nominating 2 nicknames for RJ Barrett if we draft him. Either the Manhattan Mamba or Midtown Mamba. One of those 2 work for me. So we got to figure it out.
He's got to earn it, man. He's got to earn it. Ari, appreciate the call, man. He's got to earn it. He's got to earn those Knicks names, man. He can keep Maple Mamba for now. We like nicknames out here in New York, man. Midtown Mamba. I was thinking NYC Mamba. That might be a shirt. Hey, if you guys are looking for KnicksFanTV merch, link is in the video description. Midtown Mamba. Manhattan Mamba. I don't know. That's my guy, Ari, man. Always a good call. Let's go to, sorry. Whose Mark is on? Mark, you got to be quick, though, man. I want to take like 2 more calls, and then I got a boogie. I got an interview I got to do. But how you doing, bro?
I'm all right, man. What people not realizing, we could do a 3-way trade with the Pelicans. We don't necessarily have to give everybody that we have on our roster.
Yeah, we would have to do
like
a 3-way trade.
When you look at teams like Phoenix, when you look at teams like Phoenix and stuff like that, that's looking for veteran players and stuff like veteran guards and stuff like that, they'll be perfect to trade with. You also have who else would you have? You would also have what else team is there? I think the Washington Wizards is also in play. So a whole lot of teams are in play with a 3-way trade with the Knicks and stuff like that. And then I keep hearing people keep comparing this trade to Carmelo Anthony. Stop that, please, because Carmelo ain't no Anthony Davis. Okay,
it's not that though, Marcus. It's not that. It's not the player comparison. I think people just don't want to give up on our young talent. Yes, we don't know what these players are gonna be, and no, they are not Anthony Davis at this point in time. But I think people are just tired of just throwing things out there for just quick fix. And I know, yes, we will still have some assets. Jamal from Jersey said it. You saying it. We would still have some assets. But I think people just don't want to give up on what we have right now with RJ Barrett, with Mitch, those 2 in particular, and to a lesser extent Knox. But go ahead.
All right, so quick question. I want people to understand. Do you want KD or do you just want to just go with the young talent? Because if y'all want KD, I hope y'all know that when he gets here, most of these young talent are gone for veteran and veteran players and stuff like that. People that know how to play. Yeah. He's not coming here to play with adolescent players. It's not going to happen. So if you want KD, this is going to happen. If you don't, then then argue about it. Then argue about not wanting KD, which would be blasphemy. You will lose your job. If KD wants to come to your team and you don't go out there, that would be the most stupidest thing the team to do in NBA history. So leave it at that.
I appreciate it. Appreciate the call, yo. Mark's my guy. Yo, listen, he has a point, man. He has a point because, you know, even though we kind of want, like, we want our cake and eat it too in terms of keeping the young guys, but still getting two max plays to start winning some games. At the end of the day, Mark is right. The windows don't align. The windows don't align in terms of winning, in terms of bringing in two max players who's trying to win right now and still building and developing with some young talent. The windows just don't align yet. You know, in order to do that, you need a crazy jump from Kevin Knox. You need a surprising, crazy jump from R.J. Barrett in his first year. You need a big jump from ISO, from Mitch. You know, that's not necessarily realistic. These things take a little bit more time. So it's like by the time these young players are ready to really compete, where will a KD, a Kyrie be in their prime? You know, he's right. He's right in that regard. I gotta give him credit on that. He's right in that regard because I feel the same way. Why would a KD and somebody else want to come here and play with some young guys when they just coming off the NBA Finals? You know, that doesn't seem to make sense. I can't see him wanting to save the Knicks that bad that he want to raise the kids as well. That's going to put a lot of pressure on him. It's going to put a lot of wear and tear on him to have to do everything. So he's right. He's definitely right. You know, you can't have your cake and eat it too. But for some reason, that's just where I'm leaning right now. All right, let's go to two more calls, and then I got a boogie. Let me go to some people I haven't heard from before. So, Will, I know we heard from you yesterday. Let me give somebody else a chance. Let's go to B-More. Corey from B-More wants to talk about who to target in free agency. Corey, what's going on?
Yeah, you can hear me? I'm on?
Loud and clear, bro. How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, first, I just wanted to touch on this R.J. Barrett thing. I mean, my whole life I've been living between Maryland and New York. And as a lifelong New York fan growing up like in uptown Harlem and stuff like that, when I seen Kevin Durant like playing in the Dykeman, it was like something special. So I really do want to see Kevin Durant on the Knicks, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to bring him here. I feel like if we bring him here, I think he really would bring a championship back to the city.
I love to see
like
it.
I was born in 1992, so my whole life I've never seen the Knicks win anything.
Yeah.
Except for that one season with Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, you was real young. You missed some heydays.
So, but at the same time, I love R.J. Barrett. Like, I think he is the best player, and I think Steve Nash has been training the kid since he's been like 11 years old.
Sure.
So I really feel like I think he's really going to be the real deal. Like, if we can keep him. But I feel like if KD was to sign, it depends on how fast KD was to sign here. If KD signed here at the top of free agency, at the beginning of free agency, before every other big fish make their move, I feel like we may be able to pull it off and keep the number 3 pick, and possibly another superstar like a Kawhi Leonard would possibly come and join him.
Hey, that would be beautiful, man. I love to see it, man. I hope they start winning for you, Corey. Appreciate the call, man. Sorry, man. I cut you off mid sentence, but I'm trying to get like a couple more calls in because I gotta go. Let's go to Robert from Maryland. He wants to talk about the AD trade. Robert, what's up, bro?
My name is Rob from Maryland, Eastern Shore. Grew up Long Island, New York.
Okay.
Been a lifelong Knicks fan from the days of Charles Oakley and Starks, and it's been a long time since we've been successful. It's kind of like we have this black cloud over us. We have an unpopular owner. Players don't want to come to New York City because of the high tax rate, and when you throw AD into the mix, now you have a reason why other players want to come here. And I think if you pair AD with RJ and do whatever you have to do to get them here, now it gives people a reason to come. And you go ahead and trade Mitchell Robinson and Kevin Knox and whatever draft picks you need to you need to send over to get these guys. Because honestly, if you had a choice between R.J. Barrett and AD versus Mitchell and Knox, you're picking AD and R.J. all day long, and that's just a no-brainer. And with that black cloud over the Knicks, you've got to give these superstars a reason to come, or else they're going to go to better weather, better tax breaks like Miami or San Antonio, and they're not going to come, especially with an unpopular owner. So I think you have to take in the whole fit, all the variables of why players want to come here and not come here, and go and give them a reason to come here.
Okay, appreciate the call, Robert, man. So Robert's coming from a standpoint of financials. You know, maybe, you know, you got to take it all into consideration. Why would guys want to come here? Maybe they think Dolan is an issue. I don't think it's that big of a deal. You know, I think it's a bit overrated. The tax thing is real. You know, you have places like Florida and Texas with no state income tax. But also, I think guys, bottom line, they want to win. And so I think that's why New York has lost that luster, is because when we're sitting at the free agency table in the past few years, we have nothing to offer. You know, we don't have a situation where players can come in and win. So I think winning trumps it all. You know, I think winning trumps it all. But good point still, though, Robert. All right, last call of the night. Let's go to the West Coast. Thomas from L.A. Thomas, how you feeling, bro?
Good evening. I'm in California, so I'm assuming it's 8:30 in New York. Thank you, Mr. KnicksFanTV. First time calling.
Okay, we're in Cali.
First, I want to say respect to you, sir. I'm in a city called Glendale.
Okay.
We're about 15 miles from downtown LA.
Okay.
And Mr. Knicks fan, I don't know your name, but my name is Thomas, and here's the situation. I'm in my 50s. I grew up overseas. My father was a soldier. We all loved the Knicks for so many years, sir. I mean, we wanted the playground legends. We wanted the shooters, the drivers, the dunkers. In my world, it was Dr. J around that time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you have your show and you do your support, I love how the Knicks fans support what you do. In my mind, what happened to the Knicks? Since 1973, that was the last time the Knicks won a championship. And I mean, everybody knows that. But also, respect to New York, that was the summer that hip-hop was created.
Okay.
So I don't even know if the viewers know that 1973, July, August, after New York was on fire for winning, hip-hop blew up. So if the trade-off for hip-hop was New York never winning a championship, New York Knicks fan, I'm with you 100%.
Okay.
The other situation is, how come you're a Knicks fan? I'm in L.A. We got the Clippers, we got the Lakers. The Clippers are as bad as the goddamn Knicks in the sense of have never won nothing in a long time.
Yeah.
I know it's a big market.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of money to be made. But you guys have no name recognition.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis.
I mean, listen, man. I think, and thanks for the call, man. I think I get what you're saying. We haven't been relevant in a long time, and we need to be relevant again. We're getting into that position right now. We have the flexibility with the draft picks. We have the flexibility in terms of cap space, and we're trying to draft some young talent that we could groom. But at the same time, they're trying to get, in position to get a Kevin Durant, a Kyrie Irving, and Kawhi Leonard, the 5 Ks, right? Kemba, Klay Thompson, in that regard. But I get what you're saying. All right, let's do one more. Let's go to Zoe from Baltimore. He says he's against trading for AD. Zoe, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on? I'm not actually against the AD trade, but I just wanted to throw something out there real quick and get your opinion on it. I think a dark horse in this free agency is going to be the Atlanta Hawks. And I think they have their eye on AD. And
yeah, but if he's not going to sign there, why would they make that trade, though? That's not a team to me that would do a rental route. Yeah, but they're nowhere near trying to win, though. That's the thing. To me, a team that would take that risk would be like Houston. maybe Denver, maybe Portland.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
I dig it.
Maybe the
I dig
Celtics
it.
if
I
they
dig
can
it.
convince Kyrie. The Hawks, Hawks are going the other way.
I dig it, man. But even though their record didn't show it last year, they were really playing good basketball the second half of the season. But the only reason I brought it up is because I think if that happens to be the case, I think New York might be in play for John Collins. And I just wanted to get your opinion real quick on this starting five: Kyrie, Frankie Nicotilina, KD, John Collins, and Mitch Robinson.
Well, why would they need John Collins though?
You need a power forward.
Yeah, but what's so special about John Collins? I mean, he's a good player, but I don't know. I wouldn't prioritize him in terms of
You're not
trade.
really seeing it.
I mean, no. I mean, listen, we could agree to disagree, but John Collins, I mean, he's decent, but I wouldn't prioritize him in terms of off-season plans. It just goes back to I don't think the Hawks, and appreciate the calls though. The Hawks wouldn't be that team that's going for that rental. They wouldn't be that team going for the rental. To me, it's a team that has been a bridesmaid all this time. The Rockets, I can't see the Bucks doing it, but the Bucks, Rockets, Portland, Denver Nuggets, those type of teams. Those are the type of teams that I would think would take the gamble on AD, but not the Hawks. The Hawks are trying to build. They're trying to build something, man. So, but appreciate that call, man. Appreciate that call. And, to everybody that tuned in, hey, appreciate it. It was just a little last minute live stream that I want to come on and talk about. Let me know what you think in the comment section below if you're watching afterwards. What do you think about this AD stuff? We heard the trade parameters. We heard that he wants the Knicks or the Lakers. What do you guys think about that? Tell me what you think about RJ Barrett. He just had his workout. He says it's Knicks or nothing. He doesn't want to work out for nobody else. He wants to be a New York Knick. Who's going to be a New York Knick come this fall? Will it be Anthony Davis? Will it be RJ Barrett? Leave me a comment below, man. So to everybody that joined today. If you want to catch the audio version of the show, it's available on Spotify, on iTunes, on Google Play, on the KnicksFanTV. Very easy to find. So if you're at work, if you can't drain your battery, definitely do that. Join the conversation on Twitter. Share this video on Twitter right now with the hashtag PostGameNYK. We'll put you in the exclusive Twitter chat to keep the conversation going, and we'll also put you in the Discord group. As I stated earlier, KnicksFanTV merch is available in the video description. Hit the link below. We got tees, we got hoodies. The Mitch Please t-shirt's been flying off the rack. Mitch himself has been wearing them, so he's definitely on board. And Wednesday night, Ian Begley is coming to the building, so we're going to have another voice to ask those questions. It's a big off season, man. So Ian Begley will be here Wednesday night. Please, before you go, hit that thumbs up button for your boy. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. This is how we get more Knicks fans in here. This is how we get more callers, more people in the chat. So this is what we do, man. After every major event, after every game, this is what we do. #1 show on YouTube for the fans, by the fans. KnicksFanTV. CP, I'm out of here, man. You guys take it easy. See you Wednesday. Peace.